As promised, here you have a second video about how you can save money by making some decisions during the planning. Because as we said in our first video, who doesn't like to save money? Everybody does. Pay attention to the following 8 great tips and you will know how. Welcome back to our channel. I'm Marian Herrero, wedding planner at your wedding in Spain. And if you are looking for a place where to get great ideas and information and tips and tricks and everything about weddings, you are just in the right place. Let's start with the first tip. Don't forget under-the-scenes costs. Just my lovely couples. Some of the suppliers might have an extra cost, so you need to read properly their contract, because if you don't do that, it will be a surprise. And obviously, don't get me wrong, surprises are great in a wedding, but trust me, they are not in terms of money. The type of hidden costs that you don't normally think about are taxes, could be license, travel costs for some of the suppliers, meals for the staff that are working with you the whole day. This might not be a huge amount of money when planning a wedding, but if you only have a tight budget, it could be a bunch of euros. So please pay attention to all the contracts. Second tip, flexibility for suppliers. There are some venues that only work with just a few suppliers, and those are the choice that you have. To be honest, that might not be the ideal situation when you're planning a wedding with a tiny budget, because what you really need is flexibility. So you need to find a venue where they are flexible enough about who is coming to work. This is a very important point to save money, so don't forget that. Tip number 3, avoid a Saturday. Yes, my friends, everybody wants to get married on a Saturday, and the thing is that in the whole year there are just a few Saturdays. So suppliers will be more than happy to be booked for a different day. Once again, if you try to be flexible here, you'll get better prices from all of them. Think about venue, photographer, videographer, DJ, even us. I would love to work on a Monday or a Tuesday, and if you go for a Wednesday, for example, you see a big difference in the budget. So think about it. Tip number 4, swap rehearsal dinner for a welcome happy hour. This is something that happens especially at destination weddings. Couples think that they need to invite all the guests the day before the wedding to break the ice, which I think that is a great idea, by the way. But you don't need to pay a whole meal for all of them. In my suggestion, in my opinion, I think that you could find a nice bar where to go and pay for a happy hour for all of them, and after they could go to eat something later if they fancy to do so, or just carry on with some other drinks by their own expenses there if they want to stay. I mean, paying just for some drinks instead of paying for a whole dinner will make a huge difference on your wedding budget. Tip number 5, cut your guest list. Don't get too crazy inviting everybody to your wedding when you only have a small budget, because you will be paying per head. So let's have less heads here. I mean, think about this. Yes, you had that great friend at school that you loved, but you haven't heard anything from her or him for longer than 10 years. Why are you inviting that person to your wedding? You need to stick to your budget. That's very important. And inviting all the members from your office or your friends from kindergarten, that won't help you at all. So please think about who are you inviting to your wedding. Tip number 6, limit your bridal party. Couples can get really crazy on this subject, and especially brides. They might be the worst here, sorry about that. But the thing is that they've seen loads of pictures on Pinterest with 5, 6 or even more than 7 bridesmaids, and yes, they look amazing, they look really cool, but that ends up being really expensive. You think about it, you need to find the right dress, which is the worst because everybody has a different shape, but on top of that you need shoes, book hair makeup for all of them, flowers, and as well for grooms. The groomsmen have, well, you need to find a suit, shoes, buttonholes, everything. And if you don't want to go over your budget, I recommend to reduce your bridal party. Tip number 7, don't hire a car. I have couples who have paid up to 800 euros for their own transportation from the church to the venue. But if you are trying to save some money, this is something that you should avoid. I suggest either ask a member of the family to drive you to the venue, or if you don't want to put anyone under that position, or maybe they don't know where the venue is and they can get lost, which is quite, get a taxi, get a local taxi, and you'll save a lot of money on this. Tip number 8, use the wedding dress from a family member. Yeah, if we're trying to save money, it might be the right time to go and check if your mom's dress or your auntie's dress fits you right. That said, the meaning of wearing the same dress as your mother did is such a nice touch for the family, because it will bring great memories for all of them. But if this is not your case, no worries. You can go and rent one. Yes, this is something that happens as well. Renting suits is not just for grooms and groomsmen. You can also have the opportunity of hiring a lovely wedding dress. Not to mention that with this option, you will also save some room at home, because you don't need to store the dress forever. Another idea in order to save money on your dress is to avoid to get the trendy ones when you're going to buy a new one. Try to go there and check the options from last year, because you might be lucky and find the right dress for you there. And those have been my 8 super tips for saving money on your wedding day for today. But there will be another video about the same subject. So if you like this one, please don't forget to press the red button and hit the bell, so you'll know when the new one comes out. And as well, just in case you missed the first video about this subject, I will put the link in the comments below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you very soon.